Hello, Miss Catherine.
Hello, VE. You need to go back to bed.
You've said that to me about 5 times before we started recording.
Exactly. So, my dear friends, today is February the 5th at 5 o'clock for me, which means it is February the 6th at God only knows what time in the morning for him.
8 in the morning.
8 in the morning. He has a cold. And what we would refer to as a winter cold over here, it is a summer cold for him, and those are the worst. So, I keep telling him he needs to go back to bed.
Well, I'm having a good time talking to you instead.
But you need rest and you need sleep. We cannot have you sounding like the mixture of a robot and a frog when we record all the time.
But we don't record all the time. That's our challenge.
Well, we were gonna record today. But you sound like a robot frog.
Oh, okay.
That was a great
Well,
interpretation of one too, by the way, with that O. You're like, oh, that's pretty great.
how are you doing, Miss Catherine?
I am doing pretty good. Um, Pretty excited. I've picked up another client, which is really cool for me. I'm doing a coaching base on this one. So I will be reading through and coaching him through his first book. So he has finished it and he desperately needs some help because he has also used AI. So he's like, hey, I want to make sure this doesn't sound like an AI and actually sounds like a human. So can you help me um fix the AI part of it so this way I can get this going. So I was like, certainly I can. So yeah, it's exciting because he's very excited to have written a book. He goes, I know it is super first drafting, but I desperately need some like human help now. So I was like, no problem.
Well,
So that
good.
is exciting. And then Scandal's pen. I hate it less at the moment. So that's really, really nice because for a little bit there, I hated my own book, which happens because I spend so much time reading and rereading and looking through that I hate the darn thing after a little while.
And
So I'm,
rewriting
oh,
500,000 words.
yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm I'm ready to publish the darn thing. So, speaking of publishing the darn thing, I have my book blurb going to a book blurb editor, which is super exciting. So I should be getting that back by the 7th of March, which is good.
Okay.
That gives me time because I've just finished about a month's work of marketing stuff that I've handwritten out and designed of how I want to start my marketing. And that almost lines up perfect for when I wanted to do the cover and book blurb reveal. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, that's where I am at currently and desperately trying not to write any of my space opera, which has been calling to me like a siren. Oh my God. I cannot wait to get back into writing that 9 book, 76 main character point of view book.
Kill me now.
I think I have to go back and rewrite some of it again as omniscient because right now it's third person close and it's killing me.
Third person close is good for the soul.
For your soul.
I don't have a soul.
But yeah, so it's gonna be good. My alpha reader is finally Ben. He's like, you know what? Yeah, I could go back to reading that because this is the book that I've written 500,000 words for, and we scrapped 500,000 words of it.
Yeah, I can't imagine writing that, let alone reading it as an alpha. It's like, oh my God, you know.
He read through the first version, and then right before he finished it, I went, "Stop. I'm rewriting it." And he goes, "Great. This is how I think you should do it." And I was like, "Totally, have already agreed with you on it." Went back. So that was about like 250,000 words, right? So then I went back and I wrote another 200,000 words of this book, which the original book actually got broken into three books. So I wrote for the first section a new 200 and something thousand words. And as we got to the climax of the book, he turned to me and goes, I figured out what we're missing. And I was like, sweet, because I think I did too. And I never added the bad guy throughout the entire book. He just appears at the climax. There's like slight mentions, but nothing of him there. And that's because we had already read 250,000 words and we knew who the bad guy was. So we both understood who they were talking about throughout, but we never wrote it. So now I'm currently back and I think I've got another like 40,000 words written and like pieced together from some of those sections. And he's like, you know what? We've had like what, 2 year break from it? I was like, I think it's been about 2 years. And he's like, I could go ahead and read this again. I was like, sweet, let's do it. So I'm excited to jump back into that world.
Okay. Well, I'm 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 ambivalent about it. We'll see how it shakes out.
Oh, I can't wait for you to read it. I try to break every rule just for fun. And one of my favorite things to do is break the fourth wall with some of my characters with it.
Oh
It's so much
God.
I break the fourth wall. I use
Oh,
names as verbs and verbs as just like a sentence. I use nouns as just sentences. You name it. It is so much fun. I do weird paragraph breaks. I have italics, underlined, bolding, different fonts.
you
Did I
understand
mention time jumping? I jump 500 years too, so this could be
you
great.
understand I'm on heart medication.
That's why I won't send it to you until I'm, at a good spot. If I sent it to you now, you definitely have a heart attack. Right now it's Ben's journey. Ben's heart attack.
Okay. Well, I am still working on the prompt book from our friend Jeff Elkins. Um, I don't remember if I've talked about that on the show or not.
Think we did our last update, and you had mentioned that you were gonna like try to get a few of them done.
Yeah,
Or
and
get
I did get a few of them done, and I would like to get a few more of them done, and I'm having a good time doing them. They're very helpful, and it's interesting to see. The book doesn't require it or anything, but I'm taking the same scene and working it through the prompts over and over and over again, kind of like you, except with a purpose. And her jaw just hit the floor. Um,
there was a purpose. I learned a lot about my characters by writing them. I learned who's my sociopaths and who's not.
anyway, um, it's the prompts are things like write a dialogue only draft, take the dialogue only draft and add um, dialogue tags, add body language to it. Take the body language and change the body language to change the emotional tone of the scene, that kind of thing. So it's a very interesting exercise, and I'm learning a lot by doing it.
What book is this from, Jeff?
Let me get it off my shelf. It is called The Dialogue Doctor Says Take One Per Day for 50 Days.
Maybe we should have him come back on and chat about that one.
I think we should.
I'd say we wait till you get it done, but you're doing one a week, so
Yeah, it's a long time. He's always good for an episode. We should have him come talk to us. He's a big friend of the show and he's been very helpful to us.
indeed.
So anyway, so I'm working on that and I'm working on finding a day job. And those are my two big projects.
How's everything else for Australia for you going?
Everything else is okay. I'm just waiting on my permanent visa and we'll see how that goes. I'm living in terror that they reject my application, but there's nothing I can do about that right now. So I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting.
While you're trying to get a job, do you have to like bring them proof that you've been trying?
No,
Okay.
no, there's no requirement on the visa that I get a job. I'm coming on a partner visa, not on a skilled employment visa.
Gotcha.
So I'm not tied to a particular employer and I have unlimited work rights. So there's not like a limit on the number of hours that I'm allowed to work like on a student visa.
Hmm.
So that's not a problem. I feel like one of the big problem that I'm having is most employers ask you what kind of visa you have. And so I have to say I have a temporary visa. And who
Got
wants to hire somebody with a temporary visa?
Okay.
So, but I have started putting in my cover letter that I have a temporary visa, but I don't require sponsorship. So they don't have to go through the hassle of sponsoring me for immigration purposes and paying those fees and things like that.
There you go.
So anyway, we bought my fiance a car. We got her a Toyota RAV4 diesel, which I didn't know that Toyotas made diesels, but apparently they do.
Interesting to get a diesel car, but I guess is that more common?
They're more common here than they are in the United States, yes.
Huh. Okay.
They do exist in the United States. I used to own a Volkswagen that was a diesel, and I absolutely loved it. And that car was why I bought a Volkswagen when I got here. And I love that car, except it's a gasoline, but that's a different issue. So, but I bought a Volkswagen Polo here, and I really like it. The only problem that I have with it is it's a little small for my body, and so you know how most people get in the car, they go leg first?
Yeah.
I have to go butt first and then swing myself into the car
Okay.
because
That's
otherwise the steering wheel is too low and I can't get my legs in. But that's my only complaint about it. And that's a minor complaint. So if the car lasts me, it's a 2021, so if it lasts me 10 years, I'm good.
that is good.
Yeah. So, and we're hoping the Toyota is going to last her another, 10 years. It's a 2015. So,
Nice.
yeah. So it's already a 10-year-old car, but it's if we take care of it, it should do okay.
Well, a little bit of different news. Um, I should have all my author photos to pick from in, by the way. She finished it. Turns out from that photo shoot, we got like 400 and something photos.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna go look through and find a new author photo for
Good.
myself. I'm
We'll
excited
put
about
you
it.
we'll put you on the website.
Yeah. And then the house, if everything goes well, because they came up with like one other thing where they're like, you have a deck and you don't have a permit. We're like, uh it's not attached to anything and we can take it down. It's like a movable deck. So you don't actually need a permit for it in the area we're in. And they're like, oh, well, we need documentation that it exists. So that's been slowing us down. So we're like, yeah, here you go. But if everything goes real nice and smooth, the house is going to be closed this month and we will own it.
Oh, that's good.
And that
That's
is
good.
one big headache out of the way. And then we can fully focus on the wedding. Oh, and speaking of the wedding, I got my wedding invites in today in the mail, and they're sitting in a box. I'm not allowed to open them until I finish cleaning the living room, but they're there and they're super exciting, and I can't wait to do it.
Well, finish cleaning the living room.
I know. I have to. He's having a surprise birthday party this weekend, so I need to have it up. And I know he doesn't listen to my podcast, so it's going to be fine. Watch this be the episode he listens to. No,
Yeah, exactly. Does he even have a podcast catcher on his phone?
no.
No. Okay. No. That's okay. Nobody in my family listens to the show either, so don't feel bad.
All right. Anything else? Any big plans that you would like to focus on?
Um, I have successfully ignored Christmas and New Year's, and so now I'm going to move forward with ignoring my birthday. And beyond that, no,
I'm only going to send you birthday things in March.
thank you.
Mhm.
I appreciate that.
Of course. That is your birthday, as you said.
Yes. So
And you will be 31 on that birthday.
I will be 31. That's right. That's right. It's it's no secret. I don't think we've talked about it on the show, but I will have quit drinking 31 years ago on March the 6th. So I'm slightly older than that on my birth certificate, and that birthday is in February, and I ignore it yet. But I'll be 31 in March, and I'm nobody is more surprised than me. So
You are younger than me in March.
so
All right.
all right, then we will see you next time, I suppose.
Yeah, stay magical and go to bed.
Bye. Bye.